So one big mistake I see with business owners, and certainly at the beginning of our relationship, our relationship ends up being quite a long-term one. And over time, the business owner will grow and change certain aspects about the business, their lives, and them as a human and them as a leader. One thing that I see is a real issue, and we're all guilty, right? We started our businesses because we wanted something. We wanted a freedom, financial, time, whatever. We were just unhappy in what we did and what we were doing, and we wanted to start something that we could be proud of. And no one cares about your business like you do. And almost you tend to find that businesses are like a small baby, right? You've got to care for them, you've got to nurture them, you've got to you're everything, right? The buck stops with you. And that creates a certain emotion in business. And people, I tend to find, take things very personally. And that's not the wrong way to think about it. You should take everything personally in your business because you started the business and actually the buck stops with you. Everything that goes wrong in that business is your fault. Whether it's actually your fault, whether you feel it's actually your fault, you're going to get the flack for it. And it's your money that you're losing. And it's, you're the one that gets the top level negativity of that. And likewise for stuff that goes right. When things go right, you're the one that benefits financially the most. You get the fallout of that positivity in the biggest way. And I'm not saying, you should be looking after your employees and giving them some benefit, but ultimately the business is yours and therefore you took all the risk and therefore you get the benefit. But what I tend to find is that business owners do think about their business very emotionally and they'll take everything personally. So you say, I might go in and say, right, maybe you could do this better, and they'll take it personally, which is fine. But ultimately in business is not an emotional thing. If you start looking at your business emotionally and being, taking everything personally, number one, you're never going to be able to delegate. You're never going to be able to get things off your plate. You're always going to be getting dragged into the day-to-day of your business. But also you're just going to be stressed all the time. And not everything is a personal thing against you. It's actually really important to look at your business logically. And what that means is looking at it, do things happen correctly 90% of the time or 95% of the time? So that 1% that something goes wrong and someone complains, actually it's an outlier. It's something that you can move on from. If you're getting complaints constantly, listen to your customers. Something needs to happen. But again, don't take it personally. It's a case of, okay, we're getting complaints, something isn't working, we need to fix it. We need to look at it logically and come up with a solution and fix it. That's the way that I try and get business owners to look at their business in a very logical, non-emotional way. And I say non-emotional, there is always going to be emotion where your business is concerned. However, you need to look at it most of the time in a very holistic and logical way. So again, does it work most of the time? Does it not work most of the time? And do we need to fix it? If it doesn't work most of the time, we then need to fix it. It's not a case of just leaving things and going, oh, that person's a knobhead, that person has offended me, that person has done this, that person has done that. Fix the issues, look at it logically, come up with solutions and move forward. That's the only way that your business will ever move forward. The more that you hold on to everything, look at it emotionally, get offended, get upset about things when they go wrong, all those sorts of things, that's all the stuff that will hold you back in business. You need to separate yourself from your organization. That's the only way to move your business forward.